2002 S430. Problem with the transmission. I got to check this one out. Check the codes. I'm not going to go crazy with the filming. I'd much rather do updates. This phone keeps overheating, so I'm going to try my best. It's going to be a problem one day. But I'm here, and it smells like cat piss. Probably something in there. It smells wonderful. Oh well, time to get started. Wouldn't be a Mercedes without 1,000 codes. But for the transmission, try to get out of the glare here. I have a selector lever position and a bunch of wheel speed sensor codes. A whole bunch of other stuff, which I'm not really going to get into right now. DCM is complaining about the TCM. Alright. As usual, there's no code description. I'm going to have to do a little more research, but it's P240C, which is like the gear selector module. So I'm going to have to do a little research on that. And from what I gather on Google, that's pretty much the gear selector that needs to be replaced. I have to find a way to diagnose it. I did clear the code, and as of right now, I didn't start it back up, but I cleared the code, and it is there's no codes right now on the TCM. I'm going to go inside the TCM module. I'm going to let this thing run. I'm going to check the fluid level and see if that's correct first. I don't know if there's any other issues. He just replaced the conductor plate on this thing. He got it straight from Mercedes, so I'm going to check that out and make sure that's correct before I take this thing on a road test. Alright, I had to try to find it, but I had to look around for it. Got this on. Go inside the TCM, and once you're inside the TCM, it's not under read data stream. So you go under special functions. Once you're here, you have a couple options, and you come down here. Alright, gives you a couple things to read there. Alright, and then you have your oil condition check or your oil level check. So we come in here on the oil level. And right now it's at 84 degrees. This is in Fahrenheit. I didn't switch it over to C. But I'm going to start it up, and I'm going to immediately check the tool here. Gives you a list. Let's see if I can get this. I don't know if there's a part number on it or whatever. Yeah, there's a part number. This is the kit that I used. Gives you instructions here, and then for checking it cold, 25C, which is about 77 degrees. So that's why I want to check it right away. As soon as I start it, get the cold reading, and then I'm going to let it run until I get it up to 180 degrees, and then I'm going to check it. So there's nothing on the dipstick, so it's a little low. It's in the cold. I should have something. I'm at 84 degrees. So what you do is stick your tool inside and push it all the way down until it bottoms out. You don't force it. So that's it's bottomed out. Pull it out, and there's nothing on the stick. I don't know if you can see that. Nothing on the stick. So I'm going to let this warm up first. There's nothing on the stick. There's nothing on the, it's only at 84 degrees. Once it's up to 180 degrees, try to say this without messing up, I'm going to check the fluid level again, and might have to add some fluid. That might be the problem the whole time. I don't know. But I'm going to get a shot of how rough this thing engages in a second. Alright. I haven't scanned it yet again for codes, but I will. Right now, put it in reverse. You can probably tell the jolt. I'm going to hold this against the steering wheel. Oh, made a liar out of me. Now, it's jolting pretty hard. It looks like that motor mount's shut too. Yeah, let's see if I can get it. See, put it neutral, drops down. So this motor mount's crap too. It's got a little misfire going. Like I said, get it to temperature, check it again, and then go from there. Alright, it's at the 100-degree temperature mark, but while I was in here, since I have gear select PID here, might as well use it to my advantage. And right now I'm going to put it in reverse. As you can see, it says P. Neutral, drive, and all the other crap. So it's looking like Google was right. So that might be the direction I'm going to have to go. First, I want to get like I keep saying, I want to get the oil level correct. But this module is probably no good. And now I just have to find a way to test this module and confirm my suspicion. Alright, I did clear all the codes, but right here is actually what I want. It's electronic selector control module. Nice and blurry, but now I got a P1856, which is probably a better code for me to search. I'm going to come in here though and clear the screen so it's not blurry. I'm going to fart around here for a second, then I'm going to look into that code. Looking under data here, selector level. Okay, I got them all picked out there. You can see it's in fault mode. So no matter what I do, I'm in reverse right now, it just says fault. So that's where I'm going to head next. I'm going to look at a wiring diagram, and hopefully it's just a fuse or something, because who knows? Maybe this was the problem all along. Yeah, I did a telephone diagnostic on it. He did find transmission fluid was leaking out of the connector, and it was also leaking into the transmission control module. And he cleaned out the transmission control module, and he said he replaced the connector and the conductor plate as well. The conductor plate is extremely common on these transmissions. I popped back into the transmission control module, and now I have that 240C, current and stored. CAN bus is implausible. So that's good to know that those two codes are correlated, P1856, and the transmission control module is complaining about that module. 134, not quite there yet. So right now I'm at temperature 179. That's close enough. Thing to note: this will only read the temperature when you put it in reverse or drive. If you seem like the temperature's not going up anywhere, it's because it won't read unless you're in reverse or drive. We're going to stick it in. I did check this earlier when it was at 150, and it does have fluid in it, and it appears to be about where it's supposed to be. So right here, it's really hard to see. You come into the shade, but you can see fluid level is right where it needs to be. It's minimum, maximum. So we're good. I'm not worried about that. I'm chasing this gear selector. The module power is fuse 37, which I have to locate, and I want to check that. I don't suspect the fuse is a problem, because that same fuse also supplies the power control module. I'm sorry, the transmission control module, ETC. I don't have any problems with the communication or the ETC communication or anything. I'm going to check it just to check it, but it's kind of not even needed. Alright, I'm trying to avoid taking the whole damn thing apart. I don't know what's going to break on this thing, but I got the connector disconnected. It's directly right under where my fingertip is. So I'm going to check all my powers and grounds here. You can see the wiring. It's kind of cracked in a bunch of spots there. The insulation's cracked, but I don't think that's an issue. I just talked to him, and he did say that figured there might have been an issue with this one time. What do you say? It wouldn't start or wouldn't shut off. or something. I forget what he said. He had to shut it off while it was in drive, put it in neutral, and then he could get it to start. So it wouldn't start for him. So he was fiddling with that. And that next thing I got to do after that is find out if I can get a used one of these, whether it needs to be programmed or what has to get done. This is a 2002, 6 of 2001 actually, but still considered 2002. I'm gonna check my powers and grounds, just check everything that needs to be here. I wish I had a little more access so I can have it connected while I'm checking things, but state of this car, I really don't want to take the whole center console out, risk damaging anything more. I'm going to refer to the wiring diagram and see about getting a new one of these. So I'm hooked up to a ground out there, not to the battery, but a ground. And just on the back of this here, the red with the yellow, is my power. I'm trying to get this here. And my test light is lit, so my powers are good. Just need to check the ground. I think it's the brown one. I need to hook up to a power source so I can check that. Okay, I'm front probed on the power. Put my test light into that. And if I find a ground, test light should light. The brown one is my ground. So I have powers and grounds, everything is good there. And that's pretty much it. Gonna need one of those modules there, fella. So the diagnosis for that Mercedes is the ESM, which is N15/5, the electronic selector module. Powers and grounds, everything's where it's supposed to be. I didn't see anything about programming. There are procedures that you have to follow after it's replaced. Pretty sure it can all be done within the scan tool, so he's going to try to see if he can source one from a local junkyard, and he's also going to check pricing at Mercedes to see how much it is. Now, that's over. I got another Mercedes I got to look at. It's ML320, same year. They're all 2002s, seems like. But this one's a really bad misfire. Battery was stone dead, and this thing, I couldn't even drive it around the back of the place. So I'm going to jump on that one next.